feet. And then making sure you can feel your sitting bones into the bolster and just sit nice and tall and just let the shoulders relax. And then if you can, just closing the eyes, but having your hands on your baby so you can still kind of have a sense of where he's moving. Then using this time just to arrive into the space around you. With the eyes closed, just noticing the sounds you can hear. Just sensing the movement around you and becoming aware of the relationship between your body and the space around you. So noticing how your body is positioned, feeling the air around you on your skin. And with the eyes closed, just trying to create more space around you with your mind. So breathing a little deeper, making each inhalation a little bigger. And then with each exhalation, imagining you're filling up a huge balloon around you with your breath. And with the eyes still closed, just bringing one hand to your baby's chest. And feeling this connection between your heart and his, connecting your breath with his. And just using this time to be fully present and fully grateful for this moment, this breath, this connection. Keeping the hands where they are, just dropping the chin forward, stretching the back of the neck. And then very slowly taking your head towards the right side, making a big circle around with the neck, moving through that full rotation, feeling every single part of that rotation. And then slowly moving your head in the opposite direction when you've reached the center. And then very carefully, once you're done, just taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling from the mouth. And then slowly blinking the eyes open when you're ready. Good. Now, from where you are, extend your right leg out to the side. Good. And you can keep your baby in front of you, or you can also sit him on your left lap, just to help that hip kind of open up a little bit. Good. Oh, he's sitting so well. Is he nursing?
He's like, he hasn't really nursed all day. Like he'll just like take 3 sips and then he will stop and there's just like milk everywhere. And
oh no. Okay. Yeah, it must be teething because he just wants that comfort, huh?
Yeah. But then he wants it, but he doesn't want it.
Now what you're gonna do, so you can hold on to him with your left arm and just support him. Then the right arm, you're going to reach it up and over the opposite way. So here we're stretching the arm towards the left, but the tricky thing is keeping your right hip down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you anchor the right hip down, it deepens the stretch as you reach across. So this kind of forces you to stretch your body, not just upwards, but downwards as well. Good. One more breath here. And then let's take the right arm down along the right leg. This one's a little bit easier, just stretching into that right leg. And then slowly releasing, coming back to center, sitting tall. We're going to twist into your left leg. And slowly release, coming back to center. This time we're going to switch sides. So extending the left leg out and just getting into position. So where did the kids go while you're at work?
Well, my daughter's in kindergarten now, and so and baby goes to a home daycare down the street.
Okay. How's he with the daycare?
It's good. It's great. Yeah, it's like Spanish immersion.
Cool.
They're really cautious and attentive, and they're feeding him all these like yummy homemade purees. So
yeah,
he's
good.
Yeah. So it's relief, like a peace of mind for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's reach the left arm over the top. Yeah, I signed up for this. It's a co-working space, but they have childcare attached.
Cool.
But because I'm only doing half a day once a week, so it's not really enough for my baby to kind of get used to it, you know.
Yeah.
And so the whole time he's just screaming and he's traumatized, and it's a disaster. And it's, traumatizing for me as well.
It's so hard. Yeah.
Good, slowly release. And then this time we're going to take the right arm up and over. So I don't really know what to do. I mean, it would be good for him to go more often so he gets used to it. But then, I don't have, I don't require that much time in front of the computer to justify signing up for this daycare thing. Yeah. So. And you have to be on the premises, so it's not like I could drop him off and then go and teach a class, pick up an extra class, for example.
Yeah, that's really hard.
Yeah. Alrighty, sitting tall, just line up your spine first, lifting up before you twist. Good, and then slowly coming back to center. Alrighty, now let's come down onto the mat, and then you can bring your feet into Baddha Konasana, and then you can have your baby in front of you. Good. So he's sitting up facing away from you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep him there. What we're going to do, and you can either sit him inside your feet or in front of your feet, up to you, whichever feels better for the hips, depending on how good your hips are feeling this morning. So what we're going to do first of all is take our hands. I'll come closer to the screen so you can see. Take your hands this way from the bottom of the spine. You're going to press up. So you kind of on his spine, yeah. So you're kind of like encouraging that lift in his torso.
Hey, baby. Hey.
That's it. Yeah. So big, broad strokes from the bottom of his sitting bones all the way up. You can also have him facing you if that might help him feel a little more comfortable.
Hi. I usually love class. What's going on?
No, he wants to be close to you.
Just rub your back, baby.
Yeah. Does he prefer this way?
I don't know.
Let's try then having your legs out in front of you. And then he's sitting on your legs facing you. Yeah. And you can have him against your body first and just straddle his, oh, does he need to nurse? In that case, if this is okay for you, you can extend your legs forward and then just take a nice gentle stretch forward. How's that? We're kind of killing two birds with one stone. Oh, darling.
Buddy. What do you want to do, huh? Here's the ball. This ball. Happy buddy. Oh.
You want to try having him on his back, lying down on his back?
Sure.
Or will he fuss more?
You can try it.
Okay. So you can lie him on the cushion because the cushion's already there. And then you're going to set up on all fours, just kind of over him so he can still see you. And then on all fours, you can take some time to go for a few rounds of cat and cow, just moving to really stretch out the shoulders, the neck, the front body, and the tailbone. Really tuck it under when you breathe out. Oh, he prefers this one. So you can carry on where you are, but just turn and watch the screen for a second. We're going to tuck the toes and push the hips back into kind of like a crouch position. So it's almost child's pose, but you don't go down all the way. And you'll feel a stretching and the tendons underneath the big toe especially. We're lengthening out the back of the ankle. And the arms are kind of pushing into the mat forward to encourage activity through the arms. And then inhale, we come forward back onto all fours. So exhale, we're going to push back. And then inhale, come forward. And as you come forward, think about drawing the shoulders back, bringing that external rotation to the head of the arm bones. And let's do that a couple more times. Exhale to shift the hips back. Inhale to come forward. Bring the chest forward, shoulders back. Last time, exhale, pushing back. And this time, as we come forward, we're going to add in a very little chaturanga press. So little press, lowering the chest. That's it. And then coming up, pushing back. All right, let's go for another 5 more of these presses. So coming forward, little press for 5. Good. And you've got 4 more. So shifting back each time. Yep, really stretch the toes. And then coming forward, elbows squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in. Good. That's it. Very nice. Last 2.
Oh, blah, 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 blah.
Good. One last one. And stretch it back. You can rest in child's pose, or you can rest any way that feels good. Good. Slowly coming up. Now, when you're going down for the press, I don't know if you can see, just watch that the shoulder blades don't collapse this way. Does that make sense? So I want you to think about really pressing the floor away until you're really filling up the space in between your shoulder blades. Press the floor away as much as you can. Then as you come forward, try to maintain that kind of try to maintain as much filling up the gap between your shoulder blades as you can. So try not to let the shoulder blades wing out. Yes, good. Do you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go for 2 more. The elbows in towards the ribs. Very nice. Last one. And good. And shake it out. Stretch it out. Alrighty. Let's come up onto the feet. Maybe a little bit of movement might help.
I also might just, if he's really not having it, I might just give him to my husband.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you let me know, no worries.
Yeah, thank you.
So just kind of rock him back and forth. And then we're going to stand with our feet a little wider than hip distance apart. And you're just going to shift the hips back into a little squat and then stand up nice and tall. Okay, let's go for another 2 more of these. Little squat, stand nice and tall. Last one, little squat and stand up. Good. Now this time we're going to go down. And we're going to hold it here and very carefully lifting up one heel and press the heel down. Now lifting up the other heel and press the heel down. And we're going to try lifting both heels just for 1 second. Good. Release the heels and stand nice and tall. Now we're standing the feet a little bit wider, just to where it feels comfortable for you. Set your feet up, getting ready for a warrior 2. We're still holding on to baby into our chest. We're just coming into the warrior 2 stance with the legs. Good. And just holding it here, really rooting into the feet, staying steady in the lower body. And keeping our baby close to our chest. From warrior 2, lift the back heel, turn towards the right leg for a high lunge. Good. And then slowly turn to center, back to that warrior 2. And straighten the leg. Pivot the feet to the other side. Come into your warrior 2 stance on the left side. Good. Breathe. One more breath here. And then start to turn the chest, lift the back heel. Coming into high lunge over the left leg. And back to warrior 2. And then release. Good. So what we're going to do now is kind of string the sequence a little bit faster so that we're moving right, left, okay? So first we're gonna come over to the right side, warrior 2. Lift the heel, turn the chest into a high lunge. Back to warrior 2. And then lift the body up. Pivot the feet, warrior 2 on the other side. Turn it into a high lunge. Good. Back to warrior two. Lifting back to center. Good. Let's go for 2 more rounds. So we're really working here on the internal, external rotation of the hips. We're strengthening through the ankles and the feet. Turn into a high lunge over the right leg. And we're also really stabilizing through our core as we move from position to position, side to side. Back to warrior two. And come up to the center and pivot over warrior two left side. Good. Turn it into a high lunge. Back to warrior two. And back to center. Good. Last time, warrior two, right leg. High lunge. Warrior two. And center. Over to the left side last time. And high lunge. And warrior two. And center. Good. And then bring your feet a little closer together and you can just sway side to side, shake out the legs. Good. How's he doing?
Okay right now, yeah.
He's okay? All right. Let's continue. Let's stay standing. Let's try tree pose. So still holding on to him. Relaxing the shoulders as much as you can. Think about drawing the lower belly in and up. So you're tucking your tailbone under. Now, just rise up onto the toes of your right leg. And just in this position, noticing where your hips are. Without letting the hip lift, open the knee to the side. Then from here, carefully sliding your foot to the inside of the calf and finding your low tree. So spreading out the toes in your left foot, rooting into the feet or into the foot, and then drawing up into the thigh bones. The abdominals are lifting. So feeling your energy really moving upwards. And then each time you exhale, let the energy descend down as though you're a tree, kind of growing roots, extending deeper and deeper into the ground. Now let's hold for another 3 deep breaths. And then when you finish your 3 breaths, bringing the knee back to center, replacing the foot. Good, shake it out. And if you want to balance things up, you can move him to your other side, other shoulder. Yeah, good. So standing nice and tall, let's come onto the toes of the left foot. Drawing the lower abdominals inwards and upwards. Move the knee out to the side. And then slowly sliding the foot up the calf. Standing tall here, finding your balance, leveling your hips, and breathing nice and calm. Inhale to send the energy up past the crown of your head. And exhale to root into your right foot. 3 deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, coming back to center with the knee, slowly replacing the foot. Good. Alrighty. From here, let's see if we can place him down for a second and see if he comes down, if he's okay being placed down on the floor.
Hi. Hi. Hi, you want this? Can you take this?
If not, you can hold him again. Hold him again. Yeah. Yeah, since I started doing the, the daycare drop-off thing, my baby has become so clingy. I can't even cook dinner without him kind of hanging off me, and he never used to be clingy. But it's like, what do I do? So you're gonna hold your baby up to your chest. Take your let's take the left foot, since he's on this side. Take the left foot and cross it behind your right leg. So crossing one leg behind, yep. And then take a stretch over this way. And just be really careful with the balance. It feels a little bit wobbly. I mean, even without holding the baby, I feel wobbly. So we're just kind of trying to open up the side body.
I might pass him over, Cheryl, just so I can focus.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's okay. I'll just give you one second.
Yeah, of course. All good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Class.
What's that?
He usually loves your class, so he's definitely not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, teething, I think it's really hard for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's really get into your hips now, since we've got the time. Take your right leg, cross it behind, both feet on the ground. And then that left arm is going to slide down the leg. You can also take the right arm over. So we're really kind of trying to banana shape the body. But as you stretch over, keep both feet on the ground and start to push the hips towards the right. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Good. And then as you hold this position, start to explore, moving the shoulder a little forward or a little back, moving the hip a little forward, a little back, until you find that sweet spot where you're really, really opening up along the outer hip. Good. One more breath here. And then exhale to slowly release. And come back into a standing position. This time the left foot comes behind. So both feet flat on the floor. Right arm's going to stretch down. And then left arm reaches up and over. You can also practice this one standing up against a wall. And then just one more breath here. And slowly release. Good. Let's take the feet hip distance apart. Inhale to lift both arms up. Exhale, coming into forward fold. Good. Feel the backs of the legs open up. Shift the weight into the toes. And then from the forward fold, walk your hands into a downward facing dog. So walk the hands forward and come into a downward facing dog, or whichever way your mat is facing. Yeah. Now we're going to bend the knees and step the right foot to the outside of the hand, and the left knee comes down. Yeah. Good. So keeping one hand on the floor, you can also place the hand on a block if you need to. So I'm just making sure you can see me. The right hand's going to place onto the knee, and we're going to just open that hip out. So the hand or the arm is fully extended. And I've got my hand on a block, but on the floor is okay as well. And then just watch where your right shoulder is. Drop that shoulder down. Yes, that's it. Good. One more breath here. And then slowly release. Now, you can hold it, actually, you stay in the stretch, but I'll get you just to watch the screen. So from this position, you're now going to turn and drop this left hip towards the floor. So you can join in when you're ready.
You can see.
So extend your left leg, straighten the leg out. And the hip is actually off the floor. So you're not sitting down. The bum is off the ground. Yeah, but you're allowing gravity to stretch out that side hip. Do you feel that?
Oh, I see.
Okay. Serving coming up.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's it. Do you feel it?
Yes.
Good. And just hold for like 3 counts maybe, and then release once you're done. And then make your way back into downward facing dog.
Oh, that's
Good. Just walk out the feet, shake out the hips. And this time the left foot is going to come forward to the outside of the left hand. Yep, and rest the knee down. Good stuff. So just holding it here, let the hips settle. Bring your right knee back a little bit. Yeah. How's that feel? That's okay on the pelvis? Okay. Now we're going to take the left hand to the left knee and start to push the leg away. Good. And once you've extended the arm, think about the shoulders, draw them down your spine. Good. So both your kids are learning Spanish.
My older learns some, but her school doesn't have it now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's
Do
kind
you-
of a bummer. Hopefully she'll
do
learn
you-
some.
Do you have any like Hispanic background in your family or your husband's family?
No, but I did some work in Central America, and so I learned for work.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, so I speak it. So hopefully my daughter will learn.
Yeah. Well, in California, it's a useful language to have.
Yeah, my husband thinks it'll just happen because we're in California. So, but maybe
Yeah.
for a class or something.
Good. Slowly release that left arm and then start to turn your chest towards the left leg and let the hip sink towards the floor.
This wrist is a little wonky. Can
Okay.
I do it on my fist?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That works, yeah. The wrists really take a beating.
Oh, especially with nursing.
Oh yeah.
And good. Just hold it for one more breath. And then you can release out of it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure for you, but when I was breastfeeding, my wrists felt like as weak as potato chips.
Yeah.
And so, someone was telling me, one of my doctors was telling me it's probably because of the hormones, still circulating around the body. And so the ligaments are just so weak.
Yeah.
Good. Now, what we're going to do next, you can come down onto a seat.
I'll give you that right coming up.
And then you can find your white ball, your massage ball. Yep. So let the knee fall, take the ball under one buttock and then let the knee fall out to the side. Good. And then using your hands, lift your hips up and kind of move around the entire right glute. So just working around as much surface area as you can, just to kind of cover all the spots. And move, up and down, left and right, or in circular movements. And then if you find a spot that's particularly intense, just kind of hold it there for a little bit and try to let your body kind of sink into it. So the muscles are all in fibers. And so as we kind of press onto the ball, we're trying to open up those muscle fibers. We won't spend too much time with this, but this is something I just want to show you. So, on days where you have time and you feel like you need to, this is something that you can do. And then from this position, you can also start to shift your weight to the side a little bit. This one's awkward to get. This muscle is called the TFL, which is kind of like in this space here. Where if you extend the leg, sometimes there's an indentation. So just on this part. And you can also even come down onto your forearm. So you can get right up into that spot. And it might be quite intense because the TFL gets really tight and overworked most of the time. A lot of times if our bodies don't, how do I put it? Like if we don't fire the glutes immediately, the TFL tends to kick in before the glutes. But what we want is for the glutes to work instead of the TFL. But TFL is the naughty one. And so that often gets tight and causes issues everywhere else. So give it a good roll. Yeah, or if you treat yourself to a massage, you get them to work into that spot. Good, and then you can move on to the other side. So slowly coming up. And then roll onto the other side. Yeah, I had to even wear I had to get a wrist guard and wear it. It was everything.
It's smart.
Everything was just excruciating.
I also sometimes I'll sleep with him and then I'm sleeping and my wrist is
I'll
sleep with the wrist really bad.
Yeah, what my OB/GYN said was to avoid, the wrist movement. So anything that can kind of stabilize it. Yeah. Even if you had like some tape or something, just to kind of physically remind you to not keep bending. Right. Oh, and the other thing, that's really kind of bad for the wrist, because we pet our babies, right? So we're constantly doing this. Good. And then, yeah, come down onto the forearm, kind of get right on top of it. And if it's too intense, lift the hips up. And then slowly, slowly let your weight drop into the ball.
What does it stand for, the PFL? What is the
Oh gosh, I can't remember the actual terminology anymore.
Hey, that's okay. It seems like it's definitely mad at me.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I don't use the terminology on a daily basis now. My, anatomical terms are, yeah, they've just gone into the big void of mommy brain.
That's totally fine. Totally fine.
Yeah, I remember a couple of weeks back, I was just trying to write, a note to my friend. It's like, oh my goodness, where's my vocabulary gone?
It'll hopefully come back. Yeah, but it's definitely a thing.
Well, I hope so. And when you're ready, you can slowly come back up.
Right.
Now, the other one, which I wanted to show you just before we run out of time. So hopefully you'll get, did you say you're getting yoga blocks for Christmas? So the setup with the blocks is you have one block here, this way. And then the other block, you kind of position it this way. I'm not sure if you can see, my blocks are black.
Yeah.
So one is this way and one is here, okay? Now this one that's on the angle, it creates a ledge that sits perfectly where your skull overhangs the neck. And so you can lie back and then it really gets in there. Now, if you haven't got the two blocks, that's fine. You can also set up just something raised and something hard or solid. Then take your ball, place it on the block. Oh, what have you got there?
Bongo drums.
Oh, okay. That might be a little bit too hard. Maybe just try the ball on the floor. Just try that.
Okay, coming right up.
And then if you place it in the middle of your neck, you'll feel like a small, soft indentation. So just kind of sit it there first. Start in the middle. How does that feel?
Like where my head meets the neck or the middle of my neck up down?
Yeah, where the head meets the neck, right in the middle, there's kind of like a soft spot between the two kind of gristly tendons.
Yes.
Yeah, so start in the middle there. And then from there, just gently tilt your head to one side and you'll feel it kind of meet that gristly tendon.
Yes.
Yeah, good. And so you can kind of rock back and forth a few times, but also try to hold it there for a little bit.
Oh, stop it.
You could also maybe try this another time or a little later, placing the ball on a book, just so it's raised a little bit, but not as high as the bongo drums. And then you could place a towel over the ball so that the ball doesn't roll away. Yeah. So what you want to do is you can work all along the crest of the skull. And then what I want you to do now, so you're lying back on the floor, but so we're going to take the ball from here, which is the middle soft spot, and then bring it up the midline of the head of the skull. Yeah, so try that. And if you find that the ball is rolling around too much, you can use one hand to hold on to it, but trying to keep as relaxed as you can. So just rolling it maybe 1 centimeter up and then holding it there. And then 1 centimeter up, holding it there. We have so many nerve endings on the scalp. And the head, there's muscle tissue over that as well. And so we're really trying to, release the muscles, but also stimulate all the nerve endings. And hopefully it should feel really nice.
Great.
So this is also, what's that?
I want to run it over my whole head.
Oh, I know, right? So this is another little thing you can do on days where, you feel like there's a lot of tension around the head and the neck. Because anywhere there is tension, it's going to pull on some other part of the body, right? Another part of the body always overcompensates. So if you've got like an ache in the shoulder, it might not necessarily be an issue with the shoulder. It could be an issue somewhere else. It's kind of pulling on the shoulder muscles.
Right.
Now, the last thing I'd like you to work on is with the ball. So if you can feel your cheekbone and you kind of follow the cheekbone all the way to the end of the cheekbone. And then at the bottom, underneath it is a soft bit, right? So you're gonna start here and then roll underneath the cheekbone. So the cheekbone or the zygomatic arch is basically all these bony bits that we can feel protruding out are where the muscles attach on. And so what I want you to work on is the tennis ball or the massage ball rolling out under the bony bit. So what you do is you lie on your side.
Oh.
Yeah. So again, we're making use of gravity and the weight of our body to kind of get deeper into opening up all those muscle fibers over the ball. How does that feel?
I think I'll try with a tennis ball because I think this is a little too smushy.
Oh, it's a soft one.
I need to find one. Maybe I can do it later, but yeah, we have tennis balls. I just don't know.
Oh, good. Yeah, this one is surprisingly sore. You don't realize, but oh gosh,
Yeah, I think so.
So when you have the time, from the soft bit in the middle along the crest, and then go up the skull and around as much as you can without the ball rolling around, and then lie on your side this way, and then the ball goes here from just under the bony part and then all the way under both sides. And see if that helps with your neck and your shoulder.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, let's finish with some breath work. So just coming into a nice seated position, sitting tall.
Do you want to do some breathing with me?
Okay. So today we're going to let's do a alternate nostril breathing. We're going to use the right hand to your right hand coming up to the face. So first 2 fingers just between the eyebrows. Use your right thumb to block the right nostril. Inhale from the left. Ring finger to block left nostril. Exhale from the right. Repeat, inhaling from the left side and exhaling from the right. Go for 5 more rounds on your own, inhaling only on the left side, exhaling only on the right. Once you've completed all 5 rounds, just letting your hands rest on your lap, noticing your breath in through both nostrils, breathing as high as you can above the crown of the head, feeling that upward lift of energy. And then as you exhale, again, visualizing that image of a tree with the roots going deep into the ground. Going for 3 more slow and full breaths. Inhaling, energy lifts. Exhaling, letting the body calm and root down. With the eyes still closed, let's bring both palms together. And we'll finish our practice today with a bow in gratitude. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, great. Really great.
Good. So the breathing in from